You might be asking yourself, your beloved, your treasure, your desired partner, is his or her environment more important to them than you are? Whether it involves people or activities, whether work or hobby, friends, family, their entire environment. Is it more important to them than you are? That's what we're looking into today. Dear ones, we are tapping into the most present energy of the now for the collective and seeing what the energies want to convey to you. We are in the collective. Personalities are gender neutral. You adapt it for yourselves and your situation. And a collective reading cannot apply to everyone. But I know you'll take what resonates with you. And I always like to say your little puzzle piece. A very wonderful, loving hello, a heartfelt, loving hug to all of you. And thank you for being here. Thank you for your appreciation in the comments. Thank you for every single comment from you, and thank you for your loyalty here on my channel. So let's see what the energies want to tell you. Okay. Your heart's person, your treasure, your desired partner. The question was again present in the collective. I just have to formulate and grasp it a bit differently, especially when the question is too specific. But you can always feel free to contribute to the collective. Write suggestions for a reading. So let's take a look. Hey, we have the Ace of Swords. Ace of Swords indicates with your heart's person, yes, there is already movement there. We have something to clarify. He or she has something to clarify. And it has to do with the truth. Whether he or she is perhaps running away from the truth or facing it. I still see him hesitating and always a bit doubtful. We look at whom or what he doubts, maybe even himself. He is simply wavering. But here it's about something is in motion here. We already have movement in this area, so no standstill. It's about an insight. An important insight. Something here is also to be clarified. There is a need for clarification here. Clarification with oneself or with no one. We look at what exactly is going on. Okay, we have the Two of Wands. Two of Wands, so fantastic. There's a bit of something planned, so that's not so fantastic right now. And he is running away from something. He is definitely running away from something. And he is also like between two chairs. This in between is also a bit. It seems that maybe he was always somehow in a phase of indifference, or is currently coming into a phase of indifference. He's struggling a bit with that, or she is still dealing with, yes, this indecisiveness. And something is bothering him, and he can't just look past it, break out of the whole thing. Let's see what else we get. We have the Seven of Cups. It's about decision. Decision, decision, decision. So, no stagnation, which I find fantastic now. And the Seven of Cups, here we have, these are wishes. These are wishes. He always tends to run away a bit. So he does something in his activity, focusing on the outside where he takes flight. So this is an escape. He's running away from something. He's overwhelmed by something. And what I find beautiful here in this decision is that he doesn't quite know how and what. So this outside influence has quite an impact on your loved one. And definitely also the topic in the past. But What I also find great now is that he weighs things a bit here, bringing balance into it. So we have the movement towards equilibrium. Because relationships are indeed a topic for him, and love is already being shown here. So it will be exciting, I would say. And now we will take a deep dive to see exactly what we can gain clarity. So, yes, that the love trust in oneself is repeatedly blocked. And I can already tell you very clearly your loved one is seeking it outside to get validation there. I have it clearly laid out. Your loved one is lying to themselves, deceiving themselves. I have him. Yes, this running away is clearly shown, this outside. So whether it's work, activities, it can be work. It can be a hobby. I have people in his environment, yes. So everything that is outside, that's how it is with your loved one. He is also running away from himself there. Because he doesn't really have trust in himself. Even if you see him or others notice it, he seems to have everything under control here. That's what he shows on the outside. The mask he wears, that's what he shows outside. Because he needs recognition, he needs appreciation. He definitely needs to be seen from the outside. Not to be overlooked. Because he doesn't really have this trust in himself either. That's also how I see his loved one in this collective, this outside world that attracts him so much that he has to be present at every celebration, for example, or here and there and always saying yes, being there. That's it, this exclusion. A very, very big issue. Being excluded. Always being there. To be seen. And to present himself again and again. That's a topic. And it goes further back. I have the past lying with the loved one. That's the origin of it all. Why his actions, reactions. And he focuses on the outside. Because he doesn't really see his own worth. No matter what he shows you on the outside. No matter what he or she tells you. It's not always honest. There's always some deception involved. The deception, that one doesn't get too much insight into how he really feels, what's really going on. And then it's also the case that outside is always a bit of a distraction for him. And the distraction from a beloved individual that is shown here is that he doesn't really want to face the truth in this particular situation. Regarding the love, for you, the affection, he doesn't trust himself. And he repeatedly escapes into work, into a hobby, into being seen outside, how he is perceived by other people. Well, that's also in work. I have to perform. I need the recognition because he doesn't give himself the recognition. He seeks it. He needs it from outside, the recognition there. I have a lot of activity in being outside. He creates, this is self-made pressure, self-made stress. He does this entirely to himself. And basically, he does it so intensely that he almost falls asleep while running. I distract because I have him too. He runs away from the truth regarding love. And there the love can be felt. It comes back to you again and again, the love in your direction. And that's where this heartache is. And there he really sits or stands between two chairs. That is to look the truth completely in the eye. the path runs ahead, but also face the area of truth that he really loves you. The love for you. That is the one chair. And the other chair is what is repeatedly seen outside. For example, he would also have a problem, as I see him here from this reading. If something is up and yes, there is always this like a helper syndrome, sometimes as well. This being seen that he is important, he must be important. Let's set aside the helper syndrome for now. This importance that he is needed, that is the recognition. This is how he gets the recognition he needs. He always feels like he has to give something. He has to do something, always be involved everywhere. And if now someone somehow would ask someone else, have I offended him or her? Lying here, sulking, because he or she wasn't asked. He needs this validation. And always this, yes, this, that he can do something. We have issues from the past, lying with him. Okay, that's his project. But the project is being completed. So it is taking more and more shape, that something is forming there. And that stability is also coming in because he is slowly facing the truth that the feelings keep coming back towards you because they don't let him go. They catch up with him. It's like a boomerang, again and again and again and again. The love on, and this real boom, it's like a lightning bolt that keeps striking. Love, hello, here I am. That the heart says, yeah. Let's go. And then it always hurts. And then there's this heartache that he or she has. He can't run away from it. That's what he can't run away from. No matter where he is, no matter what he does, the heart says, I'm always with you. I always speak up. And that's the point. Because he feels, yes, the connection to you. And it's exhausting for him to keep running away. What he also notices from the outside, that others too, he has always let himself be influenced by it. Oh, relationships. No, they're so secondary and the other things are more important, that he is seen. But he also realizes that it no longer gives him that fulfillment. There I have this movement. He is still wavering. It's still about making the decision, this choice. What does he do? Because he also notices from the outside what others are saying. I always have these interruptions here. So if there's a meeting here now or something, or he's doing some work here now and wants to talk to someone who says, oh, I have to go, my girlfriend is waiting. Or I'm going to eat now, she cooks something for me. Which didn't really bother him all this time. Or he wasn't aware of. Now we have the movement in it, that he becomes aware of it, that he actually wants that too. And all the inconveniences, because he also runs away from inconveniences. That's how I have him too. And that he really faces it now. Detaches from the old, separates the whole thing, and above all goes into honesty regarding the connection with you, because there's always something that maybe gets pushed aside a bit, put on the back burner. The connection to you, and I clearly see him here, that he is getting deeper into the connection with you. As I said, he notices it outside. I have to go now, I have something planned, or my girlfriend is picking me up now, I unfortunately can't anymore, things like that. Or the meetings are arranged for something. And now the partner comes along, that's where I see him feeling excluded now. He does feel it. But this feeling of being excluded doesn't really bother him anymore, that he's not the center of attention. I see him more in longing because he wants it too. And he keeps getting shown this from the outside. And it hasn't bothered him all this time. It was like, all right, then I'll just call someone else. Or let's take the next task. here that I'll quickly work through. I see him simply wanting more and more quickly. This inability to find peace more and more, ubala, more and more, more and more. That's how I've always loved him. This lack of boundaries. When it comes to success in this progress, the moving forward, perhaps also in the material sense, being able to present oneself with it, and now it no longer gives him fulfillment. It no longer makes him happy. He is increasingly entering this area into what concerns you, whether you still have contact or not. It is the memory that your loved one has of the time with you, how he perhaps always kept pushing you to the back. No time, I have to work. No time, I have plans with my buddy. No time, I still have to get something done. No time, my hobby. Things like that. And he increasingly enters this area of that would have been it, actually, because that's when the memory comes, because I have him lying in the memory. For example, how you cooked or how you made it nice for him. For instance, when you were in an apartment. Or he visited you and you made something to eat for him, for example, just something as an example now. Or you said, I cooked, you wanted to come over. No, I can't. And that's when it really hits him. Oh my God, why didn't I accept that? Why didn't I see that? And that's where I say it's about rethinking, reorienting. Just moving into this stability concerning you, concerning a relationship. And also this warmth as well, more and more. As I said, it didn't matter. How many weeks, months, years? Did it not affect him at all? Or did he maybe quickly eat something and whoosh, he was gone again, something like that? And didn't see the meaning in it, this calmness, this beauty. But he's getting more and more into this area. He notices it. It can also happen when he's watching TV. And then he sees something like someone cuddling together on the couch, drinking something, eating chips or something like that. And this togetherness, not that he consciously realizes it, that he or she now perceives it, that he misses it, that he has this longing, he wants it too. Because I have a lot of longing. Here I have, and he is getting more and more into this area because love is the strongest force there is. Love, feelings, longing prevail. So now let's take another look. So we have the major arcana, the High Priestess. Okay. So what's is being shown here? With the High Priestess, it is that he is coming more into this empathy act, which was unconscious to him. He is now becoming aware of it. And of everything, he made a secret, maybe. The connection with you, the relationship with you, the contact with you, the secret. That is now what he wants to make public. He no longer wants to keep the secret and keep everything hidden and not here and not there and only behind closed doors, things like that. And there he goes out. And the secret is also the deep, honest, true love. This change in him, this self-reflection from which he has always run away. What he has always sought, this validation, but he realizes that you doesn't need this validation from outside anymore. Because that's not important to him anymore. And he has always clung to the past. He always has to do something. He always has to show himself. He always needs to be needed. Because I have guilt feelings lying with him. Always these feelings of guilt. And there, as I said, we are going back again. Those were past issues, yes, but I find it beautiful here because it is being resolved. I have the change here. And yes, everything that is in this secret is now being revealed, because he is delving deeper into this caring aspect as well. And he will distance himself from the others, his surroundings, his issues, whether it's work, so what he has always done repeatedly, in the same way. He is retreating from it and will reduce it, so that it no longer takes up 3/4 of the day, focusing solely on that. So now we have the 10 of coins. Who or you is truly coming into security now? The security that the change is the right thing. That he wants to go there to be able to let himself arrive and relax. And it opens his eyes. What he hasn't seen all this time. And for him, he realizes it's an enrichment. What he was able to experience with you. Unfortunately, perhaps he hasn't always seen it. And he also knows that for him, for his well-being, for this harmony with you, it is actually a wonderful enrichment. What he hasn't seen all this time, that this is now the fulfillment for him or for her. And even though he has always been so directionless, now he is coming, as I said, into stability and the influence from outside, the influence from his past, which has repeatedly, so wrapped its tentacles around him. That will be shed. There I have the shedding of the old. Dear ones, I thank you from the bottom of my heart for watching and wish you a wonderfully beautiful rest of the day. Goodbye.